What's going on? If you're on this video, it's probably because you're starting to feel lost in life and you know that you want to have some sort of business that you can grow and build from anywhere in the world and you don't really know what it is. Well, that's exactly where I'm at right now. So I'm not here to teach you what to do. Instead, I'm just going to share my journey and walking you through this. So, today's June 1st, what most people consider the first day of summer. And I could spend the next 2-3 months just sitting around doing nothing, or I could start planning things out. So I'm going to jump into my iPad here and I want to kind of like map some things out with you. So overall, I'm in this spot here where, I'm trying to make some money, but don't really know how. So how do I get myself to that place? Because I've made some money in the past and I've made some pretty good money in the past, but things are changing and AI is taking over a lot of things. So it's like, where do we stand out? And for me, I see a couple different things. So overall, there's these two worlds. There's the online world, which is basically where I've been playing in for the last couple of years. It's like, working with coaches, consultants, agency owners, stuff like that. And then there's the offline world, which is like working with like in-person local businesses, people that, usually do services and stuff like that. And that's a world that, AI has taken over this world and AI is stepping into this world, but these people are still very hesitant and scared to use AI and get into this world. So my thought process is, what if we can step into that in-person local business world and start figuring out how we can actually go ahead and monetize that before AI takes over that space? So here's ultimately what it comes down to. What it comes down to is this. For a local business to give you money, you have to give them something in exchange for that it's worth more than that. So my thought process is this, and I could be wrong, but that's kind of what we're here to figure out. My plan is pretty simple, and I've been seeing this over the last couple of years and everything, but my plan is to call local businesses to just try to sell them something of value. So my first thought process, while just like playing around here, is let's just call local businesses and see a couple things. Number one is, if they don't have a website, probably setting up a website for their business. Number two is probably going through and doing something related to AI. So if we look at a couple different like levels to how things work, especially with like local businesses, we have a couple different things. So they have their website. They have their Google business profile. And then they have their systems. And ultimately what they're trying to do is get someone that doesn't know them to search on Google. And when they search on Google, they find their website, and then they need a system to get that person to either call them, text them, put in their information, or anything like that. So with us, my thought process is that we can sell a couple different things. So we could sell basically a Google business profile audit. We could sell a website. We could sell systems. And basically this here with the Google business profile, it helps them with first impressions. And also people watch the reviews and stuff, and it helps them with basically credibility. The second thing with websites and stuff is that with a website, it basically helps to get, it's not really first impressions because they would have seen them in the Google business profile, but it's more of like it's a mix of first impressions, credibility, and just like some sort of brand there. And authority. And then finally with like systems, it helps them to convert. So what I'm kind of thinking and brainstorming here is that we start to reach out to some businesses to do some of these three things. So today, day one is kind of planning. I'm just here to kind of talk about what I'm doing. This is the plan. Tomorrow, we're going to go through and actually start getting things moving, and we're just going to try to test it out, see if this is real or not. This is basically a 90-day-ish, like a summer, June 1st to August 31st kind of summer sprint that we're on. So this is day one of the summer sprint.